Good morning, comrades, and today we are at our friend's tire trade center to pick up the M4 and the 218 because they received a new alignment after they both have received a new JRZ suspension. I thought, well, you know what? The slowest, well, although it's kind of negative, but, well, let's say entry-level BMW and our fastest BMW, so that deserves a comparison video for today. So, it's pretty windy in here, so let's get in the car and tell you what's it all about. Okay, good. Traditionally wise, we are cruising down the Nürburg Boulevard, and this video is going to be the first impression video. I'm joined by Tim, by the way, who might say something in between, tell me that I'm wrong, that the cars are actually bad, maybe, or maybe a lot better than I'm gonna tell you about. But anyway, this is a first impression, street impression, because Nürburgring is closed, and in 2 days we have the track day in Zolder, but we have a lot of customers coming in, so we probably won't get that much chance to drive. So first, a quick recap. We bought this car. This is BMW 218. It's stock equipped with 1.5 liter 3-cylinder turbocharged engine, stock 140-ish horsepower, but we installed a bigger intercooler. We remapped the engine, so right now it's delivering close to 200 crank horsepower, which is a lot. The issue, however, was not the engine output, but the handling, because the 218, obviously, who's gonna buy this type of car? I mean, well, maybe your mom, maybe your granddad, grandma, I don't know. It's like entry-level grocery shopper, I would say, but still with the BMW badge on it. But still, it's targeted at the people who don't want to be sporty, because sporty people gonna buy an M-badged car. Am I wrong, Tim?
He's not wrong.
That's good. Exactly, because if you want a sporty car, you're obviously gonna buy an M235, 240, or M3, M2, but they cost a lot more. Twice, 3 times more, depending on the model, on the country that you're in, all the taxes and such. So, and thereby we decided to have this car as an entry-level car for the, well, rear-wheel drive. People want to drive a BMW, but the issue is those cars again are targeted this type of people. So the first time we took it out on the track, I hated it. I absolutely hated it. I remember I almost crashed, not because I crashed cars, but that was really because it understeered like hell. And I'm like, what the hell, BMW understeering? But those cars are again set up so that everyone, like your grandma, could take this car, do some groceries, and be happy with it. So the handling was a huge issue. After that, we took it and changed the alignment, added some camber in and some settings, and it was okay. The only issue was after we put semi-slicks on it, the car got a lot more grip and thereby, well, a lot more stickier, so the suspension couldn't handle it again. And this meant a lot of input lag. So whenever you were turning in, you turned in, and then it would take a second, and then the car would start turning in. Which is, for a beginner, it's okay, but advanced people would say like, meh, yeah, it was a bit frustrating. So the only solution that you can do is obviously get another suspension. So that's what we did, or actually Tim did over winter. He installed JRZ RS1 suspension, entry level of JRZ range. However, slightly more advanced, because with it's a sport kit. That means that it utilizes JRZ top mounts and not the stock rubber ones, and thereby sometimes when you go over bumps you hear a bit of bumping here and there, and for the people who want to drive this car in the future, this is not because the car is broken. No, it's because the top mounts are making extra noise. Am I wrong, Tim?
No, you're correct again.
I'm correct again. Wow.
2 out of 2.
2 out of 2.
100% track record.
Okay, well now, so again, the main issue that we had to solve with this car was the input. So right now we're in Südschleife, the old part of the track, and this is kind of where we can do some handling tests. And I can say, damn, the car, the input, the steering input is perfect. It's amazing. As much as we can do it, although it's like the old part of the racetrack, we cannot go too crazy because it's still pretty cold, and well, we want to be responsible on public roads and such, and you get more review regarding that in 2 days when we're going to go to Zolder. But for now, I'm like already, wow, this is exactly what this car was missing. And although this title of this video is like slowest BMW, this is absolutely not true. I mean, this car, we're not allowed to talk about lap times, but last year this car was, some videos I've seen, this car was doing sub 9 minutes, and it's not particularly slow for just like entry-level BMW. And by now I'm actually very excited to take this car out on the track to see what's possible with it, because the steering input, the car's completely transformed. What do you think about it, Tim?
See, I think what's nice is the fact that I've got the adjustable top mount, so we can change the alignment exactly how we want it. So we can increase or decrease camber depending on the conditions. I mean, we've got what I feel is like a pretty safe setup right now in terms of tyre wear and, like you say, not making it too aggressive for the beginners, but also giving you a bit of confidence in the car as well. So yeah, I'm really impressed with it. Looking forward to trying it out on Saturday. It's older, but yeah, without a doubt, it's definitely a big improvement on where we were at before.
Absolutely, and if you're still gonna say, well, it's not sporty enough for me, then we have another white beauty for you, the M4. So let's hop in on that and see how much it has changed. And I can say quite a lot, because it was not only just the suspension that Tim has fit over winter. So let's hop in.
We've been busy.
Okay, again, back at the Nürburgring Boulevard, and does it even require any additional explanation? I mean, Tim, show it around. So look what's there, or actually what's not there. And many of you have asked us, what do you mean when you say it's Club Sport specification? Because that's how we refer to those cars when they are in similar spec. Again, similar spec, because I don't think there's like something you can look up on Google. What is Club Sport? Can you go to the club and go sporty with it? Well, actually you can. Club Sport, I think, and Tim may correct me if I'm wrong, it's a kind of street car with a race car. You put them together and you have both of the best worlds, kind of.
Yeah, I'd say that's fair enough to say. And like, obviously, you can go further or less as far with it, as far as you want to go with it. But yeah, I mean, with this one, we've gone a little bit more extreme, a bit more race car feel. So.
Yeah, so you can see, for example, we still have the door cards here, we still have the roof liner, but we added cage, we added bucket seats, the harnesses, and obviously also the suspension. The car was already with upgraded brakes, so the total package has just transformed the car. Again, going back to the origin of the car, BMW M4, although it's an M4 sporty car, BMW still has, the status that it needs to appeal to certain people. It needs to be a luxury car. So by taking out the rear seats, replacing the front seats, I believe that in total was already like 50 kilograms, and then taking out all the insulation material, all the sound dampening, we were like, whoa, that's heavy. I mean, probably like in total we have taken out like what, close to 100 kilograms.
Yeah, I would say something like that. I mean, I haven't had it on the scales yet, so obviously still to corner weight it, but I'm interested to see what it's going to be like. But I mean, it definitely feels when you're driving it a lot lighter, like it feels a lot more responsive. Basically as it should have been from factory, in my opinion.
That's true, and of course BMW plays pretty smart, because they can, well, again, the majority of those cars, 90% of the owners of the M4 will probably even never ever go on the racetrack. They don't care. It's going to be a daily driver, that they can have some sporty characteristics. But for us, it's a different story. I must say, the weight reduction is of course the best upgrade that you can do to your car in general, but in this case also it's quite some nice sound to it. The emotion of this car has grown a lot, and again, I think acceleration as well, because I was doing there probably not exactly legal amount of speed, but yeah, that's type of things that happen when you do a Club Sport certification. So going back, in total, I'm just a bit speechless there for a moment. Rigidity by adding a roll cage, a lot of feel in the car, because again, the stock seats were those plush, soft, although bucketish seats, but very heavy, and well, not a lot of side support, so you have a lot of more feel to the car. You know what's happening. Harnesses, they keep you really strapped into the seat. Weight reduction and a lot of emotion to it. And finally, most importantly, Jersey RS Pro 3-way suspension, and it's actually something unbelievable. It's top of their line track suspension, and wow, because Tim actually told it to me the first time he got out of the car. The car's completely transformed, but beyond that, it actually feels soft in terms of, well, I wouldn't say that it's like annoying too hard to stiff. It feels soft, but you have plenty of response. The steering input is direct, and
I'll cut in.
yes, you you need to come in because I'm...
Okay. See, when I was driving the car, I thought, you know, the initial feeling that you got when I drove it out of Apex was, oh, it's still quite compliant, you know, the bumps don't feel overly aggressive, you know, it's still quite a nice ride. But then you can start going to the corners and there's so much like support from the dampers, like it really sits into the corner, you can feel it, you know, really digging the rubber into the ground, and it's quite a weird sensation to start with, but yeah, it just feels basically as BMW should have made it from the start. I mean, it's like, it feels absolutely unbelievable, this car. Now, I cannot believe the difference it's made. I mean, before, you know, obviously the M4's a great car, and it's a car that a lot of people aspire to, myself included, but now, I mean, it's another level, isn't it, Misha? I mean,
it's another level. This car, actually, I told people already when we were building this car, if you're thinking of renting this car, consider booking a track day, because on TF, of course, you can do 1-2 laps, and it's great, but track days offer so much more advantages over casual public days. And I mean, having the main straight alone for yourself, experiencing this like 270 probably or kilometers an hour, or what the limiter is on this car, but in general, you really want to drive the whole day, keep on enjoying it, all that sound, put it like the M2 button, open those exhaust valves, and enjoy just in general the full day with limited traffic, no track closures. This is something you should do. And actually, this car is already booked out for 4 track days. Every Sky Limit Events track day, we're just waiting for a confirmation from a customer for the second Sky Limit Events track day. Someone booked it today for the first Destination Nürburgring track day, and I cannot blame them. I mean, actually, don't book it, because me and Tim want to drive it, I think, on a couple of track days ourselves, because during TF we will not have time ourselves. But gosh, this car is simply amazing. This is something everyone should really experience. Ooh, a bit of sideways action when you just don't watch out can happen as well. But again, you see, I was talking to you one hand and talking to you, and this is how much control this car offers. With a stock suspension, we would have been probably somewhere in the ditch already by now. But wow, I'm very impressed.
And one of the cool things I really like about it is, like, you know, you can feel the way the weight's been taken out, obviously in the corners, but you feel the braking performance as well. Like, the brakes are more responsive, there's more power. The mid-range punch now is just outstanding. Like, you punches through the gears, like, you know, it just fires through them, doesn't it? It's unbelievable the difference it's made to this car. So yeah, I cannot wait to get it out on track. It's gonna be
absolutely. The things that we're talking right now, it does not justify all the mods and the experience, because again, we're just driving on the street and we feel already the difference. And again, it's just like a first impression video, because in 2 days we're going to Zolder, and that's when you're gonna see some kick-ass footage probably when we're gonna take it out. We also have more and more is joining us as well. Tom gonna be filming there, doing some of his Tom Stamp media magic. Yeah, I'm very excited. I mean, every day I'm even more excited for the season to start, but after driving those cars and knowing how much better they got, and very much looking forward to hear the impressions of the people. But already by now, are you excited, Tim?
I can't wait. I'm really excited. It's one of the things, like I always said, like the M3 E92 was like one of the best generations, you know, of M3, because like I said, always enjoyed the M4, but it's never really been that outstanding for me. But yeah, it's certainly gone a long way to change my opinion of that, because it's yeah, a huge difference. I think, you know, it's just mainly the weight, but also the way the suspension is just so much more controlled now. It just gives you all that feedback all the time. So yeah, I love it. I really love it, and I'm really looking forward to getting it out on track and giving it a proper go.
Absolutely. So guys, be soon, because there'll be that car for track day is going to be booked out soon. For TF, it's obviously a different story, and still check out our website. Even if you want to take 218, it's going to be also an amazing car. But this is something, wow. I love this car again, even after all of the history that I had with it. Hope you guys enjoyed our quick review, and see you guys in tomorrow's vlog when, well, I don't know, something with 570S, something like that. Good. See you. Bye-bye. Like, let's see if people would like to drive in a Lamborghini Super Trofeo Evo. Street legal, obviously,